Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where I am back on War Thunder yet again for some more gameplay, where in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at the T55 AM. Now, as many of you may know, this is the brand new Soviet Tier 5 premium vehicle, and when I did my dev server overviews, I only did a basic overview of this vehicle. I didn't actually give you any gameplay footage or anything like that. So this is going to be really me showing some gameplay and really saying what I think of the vehicle. Now in this video we're going to have first off this RB game and then an SB game. But getting to this game, so I'm moving towards the enemy spawn. We've pushed forward very quickly, and as soon as I get here, what do I see? A T-54 the brand new American premium tier 5, and bang, not so shiny anymore. He is basically completely destroyed there. I use the ATGM. Now I do find at closer range using the ATGM as a main loadout and using it as you would use any normal tank shell is actually a viable option. And as you can see, using it's quite good. It's very effective, provides a lot of explosive force, and can do a lot of damage to enemy vehicles. Now there's a Magath 3 by the look of it. Okay, seem to have missed. Let's see. Okay. Where is he? Oh, there we go. Got kill assist for him. So this was a good game. Basically my team just pushed through the base. In this version of the map, it's just a single base to cap down near the beach. But yeah, what my team did was we just pushed through, and it was a relatively easy game actually. Basically, we just spawn camped them until they died. Now, of course, there is the new spawn point system in game, which makes it a lot easier to respawn after being killed. So the enemy team did keep respawning for quite a while. Just got to get back there. I'm being shot at. Not sure what by. Let's see. Oh, it's firing an ATGM. Oh, there we go. Took out a Vickers MBT. Nice. Now, I have found with this, the ATGMs, especially in Simulator. Now, as many of you may know, I don't really play Sim. Now, what I mainly play is Tank RB, Air RB. But if you've been watching my recent live streams, you'll probably know that I'm sort of getting into the Simulator sort of play style. I'm playing Simulator games a lot more. Especially on my streams I've been doing, and if you haven't been watching the streams, do feel free to come over and take a look. There we go, another Magath by the look of it, another Magath 3, so just hit him, took him out. Took out some of his crew members. Oh, what's that? A Falcon? Okay, let's fire an ATGM if we can. Can't really see him because their spawns in a slightly lower area. Let's try and... Oh, there we go. It's another kill. Hit the sort of turret section of the Falcon. And, of course, that's a very lightly armoured vehicle. Of course, after that now is the Chieftain Marksman, added in the previous update. Quite a decent vehicle, that. Okay, is that an enemy tank? No. Oh, okay, so that, the Magath 3 is hiding just below the top of the hill. Oh, someone has dropped a bomb on them by the looks of it. But I found that at least in Simulator, if you can get into playing Sim, if you can, at the beginning of the game, look at the teams, say, okay, I need to kill, for example, Russian tanks, you can go out and just do really well. Because with RB, with Tank RB, I find it's sort of difficult to do well sometimes in certain vehicles, but then in Sim you do really well in them. For example, the Challenger Mark II, I find in RB it's quite difficult to get good games in that, but then in Simulator it's relatively easy. But back to this vehicle, so the ATGMs can be used in Sim, I have found, for shooting down helicopters. In RB, I'm sure you can do the exact same thing. I've just not really tried it in RB. As initially I played about 100 games in realistic with this, and then I moved over to Simulator, where I've done about probably around 50 games. I've had a lot more fun in Sim actually, and also doing the lower Sim is quite good. But I do like in Sim though how you can face lower vehicles than you usually would if you're in sort of a top tier. Okay, so there is a warrior, so I need to be careful with that. I've probably pushed forward a bit further than I should have. I'm going to try and get to a lower point. But they have dropped smoke, so I need to try and get to a sort of safe zone. Keep firing the machine gun, try and find something to fire at. Oh, is that warrior on that hill? I saw a tree going down. Let's see. Yep. Oh, okay. Well, that was a main shot there. That was one of the APFSDS shells. Got an assist for him. Looks like there's something there. Oh, okay. I have been damaged. Looks like a track's down. Might be the end for me. But nevertheless, I have got 3 kills, quite a few assists, a fairly decent game, and I feel like spawn camping doesn't exactly show the sort of best parts of the tank. But that's where the simulator game's going to be a bit better. I don't really spawn camp in that game. It's more capping the bases, which is, you know, a bit more what this tank's good at. You've got to take out the enemies, cap the base. That's what I find it's quite good at. Now, you will find that especially, not so much in RB, but in Simulator at least, at the moment, if you're on a team that's mostly Russians, a lot of the tanks will be the T55 AM. I would guess because people are testing it out, grinding Russians, and I totally understand why. In the last day, I've ground out over 270,000 RP on the T64A. So, and of course hoping to get the T80 at some point soon. Personally, I prefer the looks of the T64A. I really like the sort of flaps on the side to protect it from certain types of shells. There we go. That was a small tank there taken out. Got an assist. Looks like the game's about to end though. Is that a chieftain? I think that's the chieftain down there. Try and get some shots onto him. There we go. Pulling up. Kill assist from him as well. And that's the end of the game. Got 3 kills, 7 assists, 1 death. Now here is some simulator gameplay. Now in this game, this was actually my second life in the T55. It's a medium tank. You can respawn after you die. And I was killed by an enemy who was up on that hill. Looks like he's still there, so let's try and fire the ATGM. There we go. Taken out. So, you know, it's quite a good vehicle. Being able to respawn once is very useful, especially if you get one of those games where you make a stupid mistake in the first few minutes of the game, which leads to you dying. You can then respawn, go for the enemies if you know where they are, if they've killed you and you know what positions they're at. You can head there, take them out, or you can just try a different tactic. That's quite useful. I don't like in sim with, for example, heavy tanks, where you spawn in and you basically, if you die, that's it. But it is good you can respawn twice. Of course, that does also mean possibly more research points, more silver lions from doing more stuff in the game. But also it performs very well in sim. The gun's very good. ATGMs are quite easy to use, of course. If you saw my dev server video, I did a rough overview of this. I did say the ATGMs were very stable. Okay, so I'm in the A point, and it seems like I'm not capping it, which must mean there's another enemy in this point. So I'm just going to move around, trying to keep a good lookout to make sure that they don't sort of sneak up on me. Hopefully I'll try and kill them. Now there is, I believe, another friendly tank moving into support. I did see a friendly tank a bit further back, but hopefully he'll come along and help out. Let's see. Now I don't want to expose my tank to their side too much, so if there's no one here, I'll try and get back inside all the buildings, just to try and keep that cover. Really, you don't want to be exposed with this tank. When you're facing, for example, top tier like Abrams, Leopards, those sort of things, your armor won't really protect you. This is rated, I believe, 8.7. It's an 8.7 rated vehicle. The armor's not really the best against those vehicles. Of course, it being below 9.0 means you will not be facing Abrams or Leos, but in Tank Simulator you still could. So it is always good to try and keep hidden. This is, even though it's a medium tank, I play it like a light tank. Like for example with the XM1, I play it similar to that. Just keep in your mind the thought of the armor will not protect me. Try and don't expose the armor really, and use its strong points, which for this tank the major strong point is that gun, as well as ATGMs, which can make it very easy to take stuff out. Okay, so now moving on to the central point. Hopefully, this one's a lot more open than the previous point. So this point for me is sort of a get in, capture, get out. That's how I sort of play this this point. But here we are. So capping the zone now. It's of course you can, if you're in this zone, get sniped from up on that hill. An enemy could sneak round from my right, or from behind. There's a lot of different places the enemy could come from. And there is an enemy vehicle. I'm not sure what it was. Looked a bit like an MBT-70 or an XM1. Not entirely sure, though. Get to the edge of the zone just so I can pop up as soon as it's capped. Get over this hill and get back into the A point. Although I am pretty sure that he's probably going to cap the A point if there's not a friendly vehicle there, so I might have to go fight him. Keep a good view out, just make sure there's no one obviously in a sniping position about to take me out before I move over. Okay, I cannot see them, so I'm presuming they're in the point. They are uncapping the A point, so they're obviously there. So I just got to move in and try and take them out. Okay, now this is where I really need to be stealthy, because I know for sure there's an enemy vehicle here. And I just need to make sure that they don't know I'm here. Now, they are capping. As soon as I'm in here, they'll know that I'm in the zone. So now they're no longer able to cap. Keep a good view out. Good view out. Where is he? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an XM1. Fire. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to run. I'm going to run. Get behind these buildings. Reload. See if I can get... Okay, hopefully he's a stupid player and he won't flank around. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. He's been damaged. Fire to the side. There we go. Knocked out the entire crew. Lovely. So that's what's so good about the ATGM. The explosive power it has. If you can get a side-on hit to an enemy tank, it's highly likely you are going to kill them. Frontal armor, as you saw with a minute ago when I fired to the front of the XM1, it can sometimes sort of do nothing, but most of the time it will give you pretty good results. And also the APFSDS is a very good shell to use on angles of armor. Not like extreme angles, but small angles. It can do relatively well, and it's got a decent amount of pen as well. Heat FS, I don't really use it, to be honest. It's good, but I don't use it on this. I use it on the new Leopard. On the Leopard L44 I do, on this I don't. Just keep an eye out there. We have capped the bases. Looks like we're going to win this game. Randomly firing an ATGM there by accident, but yeah. Now what I do need to keep a lookout for though is aircraft. Now, of course, in Tank Sim, after you've lost both of your tank respawns or one tank respawn if you're driving a heavy tank, you can go in an aircraft. So I do need to keep an eye out just in case someone is in something with missiles or those sort of things to try and take me out with. So there was a I think it's a JPZ 45 or something, the German tank destroyer from tier 5, I think it is. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not so good on the German line. I've not really got many German top tier vehicles, so I can't exactly remember what it is, but German tank destroyers behind me. Luckily that other friendly tank took him out. But done okay this game. Oh, enemy. Is that an enemy aircraft? Nah, it's IL-28 by the looks of it. Anyway, though, so he has just dropped on the base. Nothing's been killed. I don't think it's, well, he has dropped, so there must be something there, but looks like we are about to win this game. So, going pretty well. But that was the T55 AM in the video. Pretty good, I think. Good vehicle. Due to its rating, you're not facing the top tier vehicles, so it is a bit easier than, say, the Leopard or the XM1. The ATGMs are a huge advantage. I really love using them. And the armor, it's okay, but I wouldn't rely on it in each game. Definitely wouldn't rely on it whatsoever. But yeah, so thanks a lot for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please consider leaving a like, maybe even subscribe to the channel. If you do, that'd be massively appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.